In today's video, we'll be looking at the 15 funniest moments in MMA history. Like how a cocky fighter gets destroyed by his opponent, or that time when a kiss went wrong. But first, let's see how the David and Goliath of MMA share a playful moment before things get heated up. Number 15. Tyson Fury picks up Sefer Seferi like a baby. At 6'9", the Gypsy King towered over almost everyone around him. The scene at the weigh-in with opponent Sefer Seferi is no different, but instead of a tension-filled moment, we saw the funny side of these two amazing fighters. After a brief stare down, Fury smiled, picked up his opponent, and cradled him like a baby. Seferi was a willing participant in this funny moment. It's always great to see two fighters showing love and respect for each other before and after the fight. Number 14. Wanderlei Silva said that he wants to f*** Chuck. When emotions run high and you're talking, words tend to get mixed up, and in Wanderlei Silva's case, it turned out to be pretty darn hilarious. He wanted to do what? Silva may be notorious for his ferocious brawling style of Muay Thai and offensive striking skills, but this one moment reduced his 5'11", 220-pound Brazilian fighting machine into a goofball. Silva went into the octagon at UFC 66 to challenge Chuck Liddell, but instead of promoting what was supposed to be one of the biggest fights in the history of UFC, he made a fool out of himself and had the live audience laughing their guts out.
Because I want to fight with Chuck here.
Number 13. Tyler Bryan vs. Sean Parker double knockout. MMA is a bloody and violent sport, where one is expected to emerge as a victor and the other one knocked out with several broken bones and a swollen face. There are countless ways in which a match can end, but the rarest and perhaps the most laughable of all is the double knockout. After all the double knockout incidents in the history of MMA, the Bryan vs. Parker double knockout is by far the funniest of them all. On May 16, 2008, Tyler Bryan and Sean Parker made their MMA debuts at a Legends of Fighting event. Both were in their best fighting form, and as the match begins, managed to lay a kick on each other. And then, something you think you will only see in a comedy movie happens. Both fighters throw their first right hooks at the same time, knocking each other out cold. And you know what's the craziest part? It all happened in 8 seconds flat. Tyler Bryan and Sean Parker may not have made it big in the MMA world, but their first fight will probably remain as one of the funniest in MMA history. Number 12. Conor McGregor's crotch bulge at the Mayweather fight weigh-in. Irish MMA fighter Conor McGregor's excitement about his upcoming fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr. sent his blood rushing down south. McGregor stripped down to his grey CK boxer briefs as he walked up to the scales before facing Mayweather. Lo and behold, Conor McGregor's crotch bulging in an apparent erection and in full view of everyone. Of course, Pretty Boy caught a glimpse of his opponent's hard-up facade and didn't pass the chance to taunt him as he pointed at McGregor's manhood and laughed. Conor McGregor may have lost his match with Mayweather, but the videos and photos of his crotch bulge will keep us laughing for a long time. Number 11. Rafael Fiziev dodges a kick in one incredible move. Every time mixed martial artist Rafael Fiziev steps into the ring, it was as if he is stepping into the Matrix. The Kyrgyzstani fighter is well known for his quality dodges. During his match with Mark Diakese, the latter went for a brutal kick with his left leg. One would expect Fiziev to either block the hit or just take it, since it was thrown at amazing speed. Instead, Fiziev channeled his inner Neo and simply leaned back and sent the kick flying into nowhere.
Have a look at this, because this was incredible reflexes. Big head kick comes back, leans.
He also did the same thing during his match in Phuket back in 2017, much to the dismay of his opponent. Number 10. Jason Solomon gets brutally knocked out. If there's one MMA fighter that you won't ever feel sorry for, it's Jason the Deli Don Solomon. Solomon is cocky and overconfident to say the least, and being a hometown favorite seemed to have inflated his ego even more. Little did he know that he would be put in his place by the quiet and reserved Amitesh Chaubey. During the SFL 43 Capital Collision, Solomon strutted to the stage, oozing with bravado. However, karma came knocking fast and hard. What happened next is unbelievable. Just 2 seconds after the bell rang, Chaubey landed a solid overhand right on Solomon's face, sending him down to the canvas in one of the funniest and most embarrassing losses to an MMA fight.
The welterweight. Oh! He's hurt! He's hurt! He's hurt!
As they say, when you talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. So do not be like Jason Solomon. This match may have happened somewhere in India, but the interwebs will never forget. Number 9. John Jones and Anthony Johnson pranked Dana White. Dana White may be a well-respected figure in the MMA universe because, well, he serves as the president of UFC, but most of the time he finds himself as the butt of the joke. But out of all the pranks pulled on him, this one pulled by John Jones and Anthony Johnson is the funniest. The two heavyweights pretended they were about to brawl during their face-off, and the reaction on Dana White's face was priceless. Nothing beats giving someone a mini heart attack, in a funny way. Number 8. Uzi's hilarious entrance and exit. If we were to give a championship belt for the most comical entrance, Usman Uzi Ahmed sure is the winner. Uzi gained internet stardom when he danced his way to the ring to his match with Ashley Sexton. Once on the ring, he continued to prance around like he was on crack, acting like he had all the confidence in the world. He could have matched his insanely funny entrance with a stellar win by knockout, but he didn't. Instead, karma showed what was coming to him when he got boom boom powed by Sexton with a solid overhand right. Uzi's laughable entrance and loss to Sexton became a viral hit. Until now, it's still making rounds on social media and is still good for a laugh. Number 7. Andrew Cancio gets exposed at the AT&T Stadium. In an industry where every pound literally counts, an athlete will do everything just to make the cut. Californian boxer Andrew Cancio did just that and achieved something no other mixed martial artist will be able to do in their own career. During the weigh-in for his match versus Joseph Diaz, Cancio tipped the scale at 126.5 pounds, a little overweight to be able to qualify. He was then instructed to strip off completely and stand in front of the crowd while his entourage holds a curtain to cover his nakedness. Cancio weighed in at 126.25 pounds. He posed for the camera as the crowd cheered, but what happened next had everyone screaming and laughing out loud. One of his entourage accidentally dropped the curtain, leaving the poor Cancio scrambling to cover his manhood with his hands. Now, we're wondering, does Andrew Cancio's boxer briefs really weigh half a pound? Well, one thing is for sure, we may never see a funny accident like this in a very long time. Number 6. Alex Reed kisses Jason Barrett. Face-offs. In the MMA world, we expect a lot of trash talking and intense stare-downs between two opponents. But something unexpected happened between British MMA fighter Alex Reed and Jamaican-British mixed martial artist Jason Barrett. Everyone can feel the tension building up between Reed and Barrett during the stare-down. And then, much to the surprise of everyone, Reed leaned down and kissed Barrett on the lips, driving the latter stark raving mad. Barrett may have promised to destroy Reed after the kiss, but as luck would have it, Alex had the last laugh after he put Jason in a triangle choke and won in the first round. Number 5. Tom Lawler showed up looking like Conor McGregor. Now this one is for the books. It was so funny that even the notorious trash-talking Conor McGregor couldn't help but laugh. Tom Lawler showed up at his weigh-in looking like the long-lost twin of McGregor. He had his hair cut just like him and even had a sticker tattoo on his chest to complete the look. Number 4. Face-offs with Sean O'Connell. Most of the time, the intensity and suspense start to build up during face-offs. Not when this guy is around. The ultimate master of weigh-in pranks is Sean O'Connell. Wins 21, losses 10, funny moments, countless. O'Connell may have a stellar career, but he is best known for goofing around during weigh-ins before the fight. From booping Van Buren's nose to sharing a box of deep dish pizza with an opponent, Sean O'Connell never runs out of antics to diffuse tension and has everyone laughing. The PFL star even gave Ilir Latifi a bouquet during the weigh-in. During his final match, O'Connell wore a New Year's Eve party hat with Vinnie Magalhaes and ended the event a victor. Time for today's best pick. Who would have thought that a girl, Darina Madchuk, would take on a 529-pound behemoth in the octagon, won, and live to tell the tale? Number 3. The Red Queen. Dubbed the Red Queen, Darina Madchuk faced off with a 240-kilogram YouTuber, Grigory Chistayakov, in one of the sport's most bizarre and funniest moments. Their fight lasted 90 seconds, with the Red Queen scoring a first-round TKO win over Chistayakov. The fight obviously went viral. Anyone who had seen it would really think that Chistayakov would crush Madchuk like an overripe watermelon. But after a series of punches in the freak show's head, the Red Queen emerged as the victor. Sometimes size really doesn't matter. Number 2. Tom Lawler as the Shockmaster. Tom Lawler may be a stellar fighter, but he really does have a lot of funny moments in and out of the ring. Sometimes things don't go as planned, and the results were even more hilarious. Lawler showed up as the Shockmaster at the UFC 154 weigh-ins, mask and all. However, his grand entrance turned up to be a gag when he tripped and fell while getting on the stage. We've seen the same thing happen to beauty queens who tripped on stage and then got up with poise and elegance. But this is no pageant, and Lawler is not a beauty queen. The funny man even put his mask back on, stayed in character, and went on with his show as if nothing happened. Number 1. Marcelo Rojo does the raptor dance. Marcelo the Pitbull Rojo takes the top spot with this viral raptor dance after he won a knockout victory against Fabian Galvan. We've seen thousands of comical antics from our mixed martial artists, but Rojo's raptor dance takes the cake. Rojo is an accomplished mixed martial artist who made his UFC debut on April 20th, 2018. The battle between the two opponents had been fierce, but Rojo capped it off with the celebratory Velociraptor dance that made him look like he was auditioning for a sequel of Jurassic Park. The video is now immortalized on the internet, and no matter how many times we've watched it, we just couldn't help but laugh every time we see it.